Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Aset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Pass it on to somebody else who might like it, might want to check it out, and leave us a positive comment in the comment section. I love reading your positive comments. So, I got an inbox last night from a Taurus. And I wanted to tell you all about this because this gets on my nerves so bad. I swear, this just gets on my nerves. I was talking to a Taurus and she was telling me that she was in a friends with benefits situationship with an Aquarius. Her and the Aquarius were, not even really hanging out, just really having sex and watching Netflix, basically. And the Taurus told me that her hope was that the Aquarius would eventually come around to wanting something with her more substantial, more of a relationship, basically. And so she kept sleeping with him and seeing him and, Netflixing with him. And basically a couple days ago, and this has been going, they're young. She's 23, he's 25, and this has been going on for quite some time, like 6 or 7 months. And she was hoping that, as time progressed, they would get closer. Now, I always warn y'all against friends with benefits. I know that some psychologists and some therapists recommend this. I know that. I've seen it online. People have told me about it. But I vehemently disagree. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of shit like this. So she is sleeping with him. He is sleeping with somebody else. Kind of simultaneously, not really. The other person is a Gemini. And basically, when they first started sleeping together, he wasn't sleeping with the Gemini. Then he started to see her sometimes. Then they broke it off, and then they came back together. So they've been consistently seeing each other. He's been consistently seeing both of them, the Taurus and the Gemini, for a couple of months now. So, of course, the Taurus was still holding out hope that he would stop seeing the Gemini and give her a relationship. Well, of course, that didn't happen. And he told her recently that he is interested in having a relationship with the Gemini, not her. And he told her that via text message, typical Aquarius, cold Aquarius, demeanor sometimes, man. Some of us can be so cold. I don't have a problem with the text message, just what you said in the text message. Like, you couldn't at least call her on the phone. But anyway, he tells her that he wants a relationship with the Gemini. That he likes her. She's been a good friend to him, but he wants to have a relationship with the Gemini, and he wants them to stop sleeping together, because he feels like he feels like it's going to blow up in his face, basically, because the Gemini doesn't know about the Taurus, but the Taurus knows about the Gemini. So he feels like it's going to blow up in his face at some time. So I'm like, okay, at least he's getting the integrity to stop, at least at some point, So the Taurus is upset. The Taurus was saying she was hoping that, they were going to be together. She is really, upset about it. She wants to know her options. Can she put a spell on him? What can she do, And she came to me and she's like, what can I do about this? And is he gone forever, And I was like, first of all, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything to try to draw him back to me. Because number one, he's made his choice. He's chosen who he wants to be with, number one. Number two, anything you do to try to draw him back to you is going to have a negative vibration. Because you already know, he told you he feels like he has feelings for her. So you already know that he has feelings for another person. So if you try to seduce him back or magically draw him back or any of those kind of things, talk him into it, manipulate him, whatever. If you try any of those things, you're doing it knowing that he's falling in love with somebody else. And to me, that's a bad vibration. That's not good karma at all. So personally, I will let him go. Also, the Taurus never told the Aquarius exactly how she felt and what she was hoping for. She just agreed to this friends with benefits bullshit, hoping that eventually it would go to a better place, a happier place, a together place, a relationship place. And, he doesn't know. So I told her, if he does stop seeing the Gemini and comes back to you, that's when I would tell him my true feelings. I would not resume a relationship of any kind with them. If he became single again and wanted to do it again, I would not resume a relationship of any kind with him until we had that serious conversation. And if he still doesn't want anything but friends with benefits, that's telling you he doesn't want to be with you. He's not opposed to relationships. He's open to getting into a relationship with this Gemini. But because you never told him anything, we can't really speculate that he did or didn't want a relationship with you. All we know now is that it's too late. Let him go do his thing. If it doesn't work out and he comes back to you, tell him your true feelings and see if you can move forward. If he doesn't want to move forward, then that means that he doesn't want you like that. And that's fine. Maybe he thinks y'all not compatible. Whatever. Leave him alone. Move on. Okay? So right now, he's with somebody. I would just leave him alone. I would move on. It's more fish in the sea. It's so many more. And y'all didn't have anything, according to his interpretation, that was really serious. And this is how come I told y'all about these damn friends with benefits. Because let me say something. At our essence, not one of us really wants to be a friend with benefits. And I shouldn't say not one of us. There might be one or two sprinkled in there. But even the ones that might actually want that, I still argue that many of them are just afraid of the connection, afraid of commitment, afraid to be vulnerable, something like that. But if you get underneath that fear, if you get underneath that bitterness, if you get underneath whatever that is, there's generally a deep desire, a thirst, I'll call it, to have a connection. Nobody just wants to go over somebody's house and have recreation with them. Most of us just accept it thinking that's the best we can do. Then others think, maybe this will change one day. I'll do this for a little while and hopefully, like the Taurus, he'll want to be with me one day. She'll want to be with me one day. But it doesn't work like that, as we can see in this situation. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're friends with benefits with somebody, y'all end up dating each other seriously, end up married 6 months later. These things happen. All kind of weird things happen in life. But my point is that on the regular, what happens is one of these two, or both of them, gets their feelings hurt. And why do I say this? Why do I have this vendetta against friends with benefits? Because every single week, a story like this drops in my lap. And it's either a man or a woman crying to me about a person that they really cared about, that they were in a friends with benefits situation, and now it's over, or they're in love with somebody else, or they've split up, or something has gone awry. And like I said, it's because fundamentally, what we really want is a real connection, not to be another person's fucking recreation. We want a connection. And some of us are willing to trade for the connection. Some of us are willing to gamble to get the connection. We're willing to manipulate to get the connection. We're willing to do different things. But what I'm saying is don't even go down that route. Meet somebody, get to know them, be their friend, and then become a couple. Move right into what you want. You want to be a couple. You want a connection of some kind. And couples look different. Your rules of engagement is up to you. Are you an open couple? Are you a monogamous couple? What kind of couple? Are you a pan couple? What kind of couple are you? That's up to you. But what I'm saying is get to know each other and decide, do I want to be in any kind of partnership with this person? And if not, move on. If yes, move forward. But this string along game that we play, this, I want your body, but I don't want to connect with you, but I do want to connect with you, but only a little bit. What? This is a game. And a lot of times it's a game that hurts people, as we can see in many of these cases. So I'm not with it. I don't care if Dr. Phil, I don't care who co-signs it. You're not going to get me to co-sign it because I think it's fucked up. I've experienced it before many times. I've done it many times. And you know why I did it? Because that person wasn't somebody I wanted to be with. Because I wanted to get off without having any responsibility. I wanted to get off without having any kind of real connection with the person. I wanted my selfish needs fulfilled. And I did it time and time again to get my selfish needs fulfilled and didn't care about the other person or how they felt or whatever. If they agreed to it, that's all I needed. You agreed, son? That's all I needed. Not caring that maybe that's not really what they wanted. That maybe they really cared about me. That maybe they wanted more than just that. I didn't care. And a lot of people in these situations don't. And you're sitting there hoping against hope, you know, praying against prayer that they'll care about you, that they'll want to be with you, that it won't be just a roll in the hay in the middle of the night. And when it doesn't happen, thousands upon millions of people are devastated. And not just women. Some people will be like, oh, that's just women because they're emotional. Nah. I get inboxes from dudes all the time. You wouldn't believe how many men inbox me about a woman that they really like. Send me pictures of her. Talk to me about her. You wouldn't, I mean, it happens every day. And a lot of times, the problem is they started off with friends with benefits. And one person wants more. The other person doesn't care. Or isn't interested or any of the above. So I behoove you not to do that to yourself. I ask you to consider, you can do whatever you want, it's your body, but consider not doing that. Consider getting to know somebody, being their friend, and moving forward or not. Move forward or move on. Because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, you might not even realize this, but your soul wants a connection. Your soul wants a special person. Almost all of us want this. And there are exceptions to this rule, but the people I've met who were exceptions, there was something broken in here. Anybody who really had heart, anybody who really, you know, soul searching, went deep, was like, you know what, you're right, Queen, I really want a connection. It's human nature. Why do you think we travel in groups? Why do you think we have that pack mentality? It's human nature to want connection. And not just to be somebody's afterthought or their fun time or their recreation or who they call when they're bored or whatever kind of crap we're telling ourselves. It's a violation to you and it's a violation to them, especially because at its essence, like I said earlier, you don't think they're good enough for you, or they don't think you're good enough for them, or you both are like, can't be with her for real, can't be with him really, but I can get some of that hickory stick. I can get the hickory stick, but I can't really be with him, you know, because you know deep down inside you don't belong with him or her. So I just wanted to put that out there because I hear it so often and it is so painful, and because this Taurus hit me up last night. So I don't know what she's going to do. This was the advice I gave her, and I told her I was going to do a video about it. And this is the advice that I gave her, and I hope that she takes it, and I hope that she moves on with her life and finds somebody who is serious about her. Because a lot of times this is not because, again, something's wrong with you. There was nothing wrong. The people that I said that I didn't really want anything with, there wasn't anything really wrong with them per se. We just weren't compatible. And I knew long term it wasn't going to work. That's really basically all it was. So it's not like, something's hideous or wrong with you. It's just that that person may just know it's not going to work. You might have fundamental differences that just, what they call in divorce court, irreconcilable differences. Maybe that person can just see that you have some of them, and coming together seriously is going to be a disaster. I'm off my soapbox. Do what you want, do whatever you want, but don't say that Auntie did not tell you. Because I told you, and I told you to your face. It's time for me to get going. So if you would like to get a reading, please email me and I'll hook you up with an appointment. I'm all over social media. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit me up on, Facebook. Hit me up on Instagram. And also all my information is underneath this video, as far as my t-shirts and my Patreon and my Amazon wish list and my PayPal. Anything you need to know about me is underneath this video. Okay, guys? See you later.